Hi, today at Garfin's Creation we'll be making this crispy shrimp balls. This crispy prawns balls has a well blend of spices and texture. It's crispy and crunchy from outside and has a very nice sweet succulent taste of the shrimps inside. The recipe is mentioned in the description box below. So let's start with the recipe. For the outside crunchy coating, I'll be using this ready-made spring roll sheets. I've kept it out from the freezer and it's come to room temperature. So we'll just separate the sheets and then need to cut it into smaller pieces. I'll be using a total of 4 spring roll sheets for this. So it took me almost an hour for these spring roll sheets to come to room temperature. So now I'll cut it into half and then further divide it into half more so that I'm making 4 pieces out of each spring roll sheets. Just stack them one over the other and then just roll it from one end to the other end. And now with a sharp knife, I'll cut out some fine strips. You can cut the strips either thin or thick. The thickness of the strips can be half a centimeter or 3/4 of a centimeter in thickness. Here I've kept about 3/4 of a centimeter and then I'll just separate the pieces as they get stuck together. If you prefer, you can even break it up into smaller pieces. For this recipe, you can use about 3 to 4 spring roll sheets. We'll keep this aside for some time. Here I have taken 200 grams of prawns, which is cleaned, deveined and washed thoroughly. You need to make a mince out of it. So I'll just start by chopping it and making it into smaller pieces. And once this is nice into smaller pieces, I'll be just mincing it up with the knife itself. However, you can also use a food processor or a chopper to do the same. Or you can also put it into a mixie grinder and pulse it for some time. So I've just minced this for about 3 to 4 minutes and you can check out the texture. And now once this is done, I'll just gather it together and put it into a bowl. And now to make this mince nice and tasty, we'll just add up some spices. So here I've taken 1 tablespoon of finely chopped garlic. Next into it, I'll be adding 1 teaspoon of green chili paste. I'll also be adding 1 teaspoon of oil, 1 teaspoon of soya sauce, half a teaspoon of freshly crushed peppercorns. For a little sweetness, just adding a pinch of sugar, that is 1/4 teaspoon. I'll also be adding half a teaspoon of salt. You can adjust that as per your taste. And lastly, 1 tablespoon of corn flour for the binding. Now I'll just mix everything well. Now once this is done, let's make the prawns ball. So here in a separate plate, I've taken some of those spring roll shreds which we had cut. Just cutting down into smaller sizes. Just scooping up a little of this prawn mince in a spoon. We just need to make a small ball out of it. You can do this without a spoon too. Just wet your hands with some water and just make some small balls and then place it over the shreds. Now we need to coat the prawns ball well with those shreds. And then I'll just take it into my hands and press it lightly so that the shreds stick to the prawns ball. And you find some loose ones, you can just remove them out. Also use a knife and cut out those extra long ones. You can still make this crispy prawns balls without these shreds as well. All you have to do is just make those prawn balls and coat it well with breadcrumbs or panko. As mentioned earlier, you can make thinner or even smaller pieces of those spring roll sheets. So this is ready and I'll be making the rest of it in the same way. These are all done and ready to be fried. We need to deep fry these, so I've heated some oil on medium flame. We need to fry this till it gets a nice golden brown on all sides. So this will take about 4 to 5 minutes and we need to cook it on low to medium flame. Keep turning them so that they get a nice golden brown on all the sides. To get the perfect crunch, let it come to a nice golden brown from the outside. So these shrimp ball appetizers are ready and I'll take them out and continue frying the rest of it. So these are just not good looking golden crunchy shrimp appetizers, but they are very succulent and juicy from the inside as well. So you can definitely impress your friends and families with these tasty appetizers on your next gathering. You can serve this as a side dish or an appetizer with some sweet chili sauce or any dip of your choice. Do try this recipe and I'm sure you're going to love the flavors of the shrimp balls. Thanks for watching and do subscribe to Garfin's Creation. I'll see you soon in the next video too. Till then, take care and happy cooking!